All right, guys, so we got to talk about the drug war. However, before I get into that, I want to say happy Thanksgiving. Hope you all are enjoying your meals. Unfortunately for me, I don't get the same kind of luxury, but however, that's okay. You want to know why? Because I'm here with you and you're watching me. Anyways, guys, let's talk about the drug war and why I think the drug war should end and why I'm going to hold Joe Biden's feet to the goddamn fire if he does not, on day one, do what he says he's going to do. Sign an executive order ending the marijuana prohibition. Here's why I think it should end. First of all, I think all drugs should be decriminalized, if not legal. Because I don't feel that you, as a person, has a right to tell me, a grown man, what to put in their own body. Because you have no problem with me and my entire family and black people in general getting high blood pressure and heart failure and diabetes from eating McDonald's and chicken wings all freaking day. Now all of a sudden you care if I go and smoke a freaking joint? Really? You have no problem with that? So it's like, you know, one of the reasons why black people are disproportionately dying from COVID-19 is our obesity. I actually wrote an article about that. I said that the black community, at least the ones that criticize Jillian Michaels and call her and actually call her racist, when she criticized Lizzo. Now, if you don't know who Jillian Michaels is, she's a fitness type of guru. She's a person who does a lot of exercise types of videos. She markets the machines and product and stuff, and also some energy drinks and that kind of stuff. Basically, she's basically a super fit model who shows other people how to get fit like her. And she was talking about Lizzo, and she was mentioning that she likes her music, but she should not celebrate her body size. And people called her racist and everything else. Fast forward. Jillian Michaels was absolutely right. Now, back to the main subject of the video. Now, when it comes to the drug war, first of all, I'm gonna start off with marijuana. Why do I tell so many people on the right that when you support marijuana prohibition, you're being stupid? Here's why. I'm going to link also down below an article that I wrote called "The Conservative Case for Legalizing Weed." Okay. Now, with that being said, the very first marijuana prohibition was the Marijuana Tax Act, and essentially that was passed in the form of a tax. So it's the very first legislation, right? And it was done to limit people of color. That's why it was done. Part of the reason, the other reason why is because basically the government wanted to. They basically had this whole purity laws. This came shortly after the alcohol prohibition. Now, with that being said, guys, I want you to understand something now. I want you to listen carefully. Marijuana has never been dangerous. It's never killed anyone, and the government knew that. However, you have police officers out there who go around pushing this and just speaking nonsense. I remember back last year when the South Carolina Attorney General, Alan Wilson, stated, he actually stated this, that, and I'm actually going to link that video down below so that you can see this. He stated that marijuana is the most dangerous drug in America. Never mind fentanyl. He claimed that marijuana was the most dangerous drug in America. Now, not only is he stupid, not only is he dumb, not only is Alan Wilson probably the worst attorney general that I've ever seen, but people like him are bankrupting the freaking nation. Right now, we need to generate money. And if people buy weed, let them buy weed. Because if you were to tax that on a federal level, do you understand that it wouldn't take that long for us to get out of debt? Because Washington State by itself, okay, more than half of the prices that you pay for any kind of marijuana type of product or cannabis type of product, more than half of the price of the actual product is taxes. They're making billions here. They're making billions when most times it's not even hospitable to grow cannabis here. Imagine if South Carolina or North Carolina or Virginia, states that are known to grow tobacco, you know, Newport News, Virginia, the whole state of South Carolina, North Carolina, Winston-Salem, you know, Winston, that's where they come from. You know, if you were to look and take a hard look at some of the money that these states are generating, they're paying for the roads, like South Carolina roads, right? Second worst roads in the nation. I even wrote an article about that too. I'm going to link that down below. I'm going to link a whole lot of things up down below. But second worst roads in the nation. The reason why Colorado's roads, Washington State's roads, California's roads, a lot of California's roads now, some of them are screwed up, but for the most part, their roads are immaculate. And the reason being is because they're taking the money from the weed sales and putting it into schools, roads, healthcare. You know, I have no problem with universal healthcare if weed's paying for it. Because here's why. It's never going to be too expensive, because I guarantee you that weed is going to keep it afloat. Washington State has made more than $2.3 billion off of flour. Meaning, we're not talking about edibles or the concentrated stuff or the bong sales or the grinder sales. Just the flour version of cannabis. $2.3 billion in 1 year. That is in a state that is mostly winter. That is in a state that has multiple volcanoes with snow covering it, even during the summer. So I want you to understand, that state is not built to grow cannabis. South Carolina, Florida, Texas, Georgia, down south states, they are built to grow that product. So when you have cops down there, you have attorney generals, you have governors who are so resistant. I think it's like 16 or 17 states, all Republican states. I actually went back and checked. All Republican states. They are killing your economy. They are taking a product off the market that people will actually buy, a safe product that no one ever died from. Meanwhile, they have no problem with you eating McDonald's and getting fat and dying from damn COVID as a result of it. But marijuana, that's the real threat. Think about how much money that these states spend locking people up. And think about how much money that can be used to help you, the American people. 16 or 17 Republican states, right? How many people in those states lost their jobs? How many people in those states can't make ends meet right now? How many people in those states can't even afford health care, so that even if they got COVID, they're fucked? So when you make a product that is making billions elsewhere illegal, then you're telling me that you have no roads that need to be unpaved, no schools need to be freaking built, no community centers that need to be unbuilt. You have, everyone has perfect health care. There's no homeless veterans. That's what you're telling me. And I know for a fact that that's not the case in these states, especially not South Carolina. So you've killed economies. You've not only not allowed people to sell something that is profitable, that generates billions of dollars. You then lock them up for it, and then on top of that, the taxpayers have to actually pay to keep that person incarcerated. Also have to pay the officers overtime if they got to stay overtime to go and arrest that person and then show up in court. You're paying for that. They're blocking products that you can sell right now to make money, while at the same time charge you money if you happen to have the product. I mean, this stuff is being used in family courts. Like, for example, in South Carolina, I was drug tested by a judge named Monet Pincus. I'm going to link the article that I wrote about her down below. This chick was arrested for weed before, right? I've never been arrested for anything. Never been in jail for freaking anything. But she has me drug tested based on a mere accusation from my ex-wife. That's how insane your stupid drug war is. That's why I'm glad that Joe Biden is going to freaking end it. It's one of the only things that I like about Joe Biden, and I hate it about Trump. Donald Trump was a fucking idiot for not making the weed legal. That would have guaranteed him the victory in freaking Georgia with black people. I'm telling you, I predicted Joe Biden was going to win. I even predicted Donald Trump was going to win in 2016. Okay? I'm telling you, that killed you in Georgia. You can keep arguing all you fucking want to. I'm telling you, had you legalized weed, Donald Trump would have won freaking Georgia. You would have had black people voting for him then. You would have seen MAGA hats in the goddamn hood. But no, he kept on the side with these silly ass drug war stuff and these stupid ass certain stupid ass cops, attorney generals and governors. Well, you paid the price for it. Anyways, guys, listen. I'm glad that the drug war is winding down. Portland just decriminalized a lot of hard drugs, and to be honest with you, I think drugs should be legal just in general. The drug war is stupid. A drug war is just putting more money in the pocket of drug cartels, police officers, and judges who don't give a shit about the American people. What gives one man the right to tell another man what to put into his own body? But then you got people out there saying, well, freedom of choice, freedom of speech, you should be able to openly carry a gun. Well, then shut the fuck up when it comes to weed. Don't tell me I can carry an AR-15 down the street, but then somehow you got a fucking problem with me smoking a joint. I can walk down the street smoking a goddamn cigarette, something that has been known to kill people. Nobody says a goddamn thing. I smoke weed, or anybody else smokes fucking weed. It's just inconsistent. It's bullshit, and it needs to go, and I'm glad that it's going. And I know some of you out there are very upset about that. I don't give a shit. If you're for the drug war, I'm going to go and say you're a fucking idiot. And I wish nothing but the worst for you. Because you are a fucking idiot. The drug war needs to stop. And I implore the Biden administration, the Biden/Harris administration, to end the drug war in general. Decriminalize all drugs. Don't lock people up because they do drugs. All right. At the most, what you should do, get that person treatment and find out why they're doing drugs. Suppose for a second you got a rape victim, right? And it's very common for rape victims to do drugs to cope, to compensate. It's very common. You're not going to lock this fucking person up who's just trying to deal with trauma. Because again, you say, well, I deal with some way. Asshole, not everyone deals with trauma the same way. Why would you lock that person up? I know plenty of people who are just like that. This country has done it wrong by a lot of people via the drug war. And you've met a lot of drug cartels and drug and gang members and drug dealers and judges and lawyers and politicians and cops. You've made them very rich. I'm so glad that at least one president said that they're going to end it. Donald Trump, you had to get the chance, and you're a fucking idiot for not doing it. That cost you votes, deservedly so. So let this be a lesson to all the Republicans out there. Your drug war is retarded. No one likes it. The people have spoken. End it. Anyways, guys, that's it for me today. Love you all. Horns up and peace out.